All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Crafts Her Way by Devin Seward. I missed you guys. I was so busy with the flea market, and we had so much fun. Um, I just wanted to come on here and do some finishing touches. We're going to start a new line of inventory for the flea market. And so, let me get that cleared up real quick. Okay. I am going to be pouring our little dragons. Yes, it's a mess up here. I'm going to be messy today. Okay, so we did really great on our first vending, and our first booth was awesome. That today we're going to be pouring some more. All right, so I done mixed up my resin. This is the Total Boat epoxy resin. It's a 1-on-1 ratio, which means you pour, like, say I did 200 each, so it'd be 200 of the A and 200 of the B, for those of you who don't know, and then you got to mix it in your cup, and you mix it until it's clear, and if you see any like white cloudy, then you want to keep mixing because it means your resin's not all mixed up, and then they don't cure and they stay real tender. Okay, so we added some gold, rose gold in there. If you can see that, that's really pretty. And I painted one side of him, and then the other's got the yellow in it. This rose gold should take it right off, so, and make it look the same. And we are going to pour this little bitty dragon and let him dry. And then tomorrow when we demold him, we will be putting him inside the egg and then pouring our egg. We're going to get some of the dragons made up for our inventory, and we're just going to pour them. Now, the dragon mold is made different. Some parts are deep, and you don't want to do that. And some parts are not, so you're just going to fan that back off of there and try to keep the resin equal. Let me get that down in there. And you still got a little bit more to pour on her. Going up to her fins. Okay, now she's kind of bubbled. And that's okay, but I don't want her to run over. Okay. Now we're going to do the same on this side. Making sure we get down in them tiny little fins. And we're going to run around the edge of her. Yep, here I can see a couple fins we missed. And then here. Okay, and then going up into the tail like we did before, and then we're just going to drag it back over, making sure it's smooth. I got a little bitty fin up here I missed. Okay, there we have it. I'm going to bring it over to the curing table if I can do that without spilling it, guys. Nope. Okay. All right, spritz it. Let me just touch that up right there where it came out on that fin. Want it out of there. All right. Ouch, my foot is on fire. I don't know what I did to my foot, but it hurts really bad. Okay, now we got this skull right here where we had started, and it's got a little bit of blue in the cab. So we're going to go ahead and pour the rest of this down inside the skull. This is my extra mold. They turn out really pretty when you just pour magic into them. Okay. There we go. There's that one. Now, I'll find my flash. Hold on one second, guys. Clean this area up just a little bit. We're not done. But I don't like a sticky surface. Lots of glitter laid out in this thing. Okay, we're going to set this back here for now because we're waiting on more. Okay, now let me get my hand wiped off. All right. There we go. Okay, now as you notice, I got all kinds of things out in here. So what I was going to try to do was take these little pink tips and get them laid down in there. And that would be pretty cool. But I think I'm going to use these for something else. So what we're going to do is get some green glitter to go in here. And then we're going to pour the rest of it green. Okay. So let me get the glitter. I bought this new glitter. And I don't even remember where I got this at. It's a Martha Stewart glitter, which is really pretty. Okay, and we gotta open it. Just like so. That is gorgeous. I do not know where I got that. I cannot remember where I got it for the life of me, but it is gorgeous. Okay. Now we're gonna get a spoon back out here. I want to get a clean one. I don't really want all that gold in with my green. So let me get my cup. Open my green. And we're going to put 2. Actually, 1 should do because we're going to have all the glitter in there. So 1 green. Where's my alcohol? So we're going to spritz it. You know, these little alcohol bottles, when you're working with stuff, they always get real sticky because you're constantly holding them, you're constantly spraying, and you're working with your gloves on. So when you go to pick them up, they get sticky. The good thing about gloves, huh? Everything stays sticky in a spot and all over your glove. And you're just going to mix that in really good. See that? That is pretty, pretty, pretty. Look at that. It's got its own glitter shine to it. Okay. And then we're going to pour a little bit of resin in our cup. You can see what I'm doing here. Just a little bit. Okay. And then we're going to add a couple scoops of the glitter. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to put about 6 in here. Okay, there we go. That's pretty. All right, then we're going to stir it in with our resin. Yeah. See, I'm excited about getting back, guys, and getting back to work and making a new line of inventory and getting it all ready to go. I got my square, so we take credit cards now for payments. We're all excited. I am all ready to go. Okay. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? That is pretty, pretty, pretty. Okay. All right, I'm going to add a little bit more resin to this, guys. So let me get my resin. We're just going to pour a little bit more in there. There we go. And then we're going to go ahead and mix that in. This is a very beautiful. I love this resin. It works miracles. It's not very bubbly. You know what I mean? When you pour it, it dries so pretty and less bubbles. All right. So this is total boat. Are we ready? Now, let me get my lid on my. That would be really bad. I dumped all that glitter. But I love it. All right. Martha Stewart, you guys. It's been a while since I heard that one. Oh, excuse me. All right. And we're just going to pull this out a tad and just start pouring it in here. Trying to keep it on the very, very side. And then pull it out here. And then we're going to keep moving around the whole thing. Trying to keep this glitter, oops, on the bottom. Okay. It's almost like these cups want to drip everything down the side, so I'm trying to keep it from doing that while I'm pouring. Okay. Taking it back. That is turning out gorgeous. Okay, we got one more side right here. We'll get in here. We'll get in here. Okay, we're gonna grab our popsicle stick and scrape it out. Right into this one. Scrape down off them sides right there because we just don't want it to hang there. really won't matter if there's a couple streaks of the glitter, but I just don't want it all on the bottom. Okay, guys, this one is going to be done in kind of like 2 steps. And what we're going to do is take this over and let it dry. And while that dries, oops, I will, let me get my popsicle stick picked up. I keep dropping them. My gloves are sticky, so I'm going to change them, guys. That is the worst part of the day. I hate that sound, guys. It's like squeezing a sweaty hand into the glove, and it's terrible. That's why I buy large, because the mediums are so tight. Okay, now we're going to spritz this. All right, and we're going to move it over here to the curing table. I'm going to let that cure. I want to re-spritz my little dragons, guys. I got a bubble on top of this one, and I need to pop it. My little poker. My little dragon has a bubble, guys. We do not need no bubbles in these dragons. Okay. Okay, there we go. First of all, she needs a little cleanup. Hold on. Let me get this really quick. I got it over here, and now she wants to kind of run over it. Okay, that's better. Evidently, she wasn't level. All right. Got some new shelves I gotta go get tomorrow for my craft room, and I'm so excited I could get rid of this old junky shelf and have some level ones to lay it out on. Okay, now that is done. I'll go ahead and wipe this off because I just put these on. Okay, let's get the sticky stuff. Okay. Alrighty, now we did our rose, and I don't even know how she turned out, but I'm praying that it looks good. Okay, so we are going to just pour a little bit more into our rose that we didn't get finished. Okay, I'm going to leave it right about there because I actually want to put just a little bit of black on the bottom for the rose so we can make the Beauty and the Beast rose. Okay, guys, I'm going to carry her over here. That's out of the way. Now, we're going to do our turtle. Let me take these off. And give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to get everything together and I'll BRB. Okay. I am back. Now, what we're going to do, I got my tweezers and my little pieces out. So, I'm going to move these aside. All right. So, we're going to pour some resin in there. Let me grab a glove. I don't like to touch these bottles without cups without gloves on. They get all over my hands. They get sticky. So, always wear gloves. Okay. So, we're going to pour a little bit of this in here. Just around the shell. There we go. Up around that shell. Oh, wrong finger. Yucky. See what I mean, guys? Without my gloves, I forget sometimes. It's like yucky. And then I get all sticky. Fine. I'm taking the glove back off. Because it's hard to grab a hold of these, so I'm going to take my tweezers. Oops, let me get a hold of it. They're really easy to pick up sometimes, and other times they're not. Okay, so we're just going to put these little peppermints. Oh, come on. I know it's not Christmas, but these are adorable, and I believe that they will go pretty quick. My turtle candy dishes was one of the very first things I sold out of. So as long as they're in my booth, they're made by me. Cool, cool, cool. And we're just going to keep putting them in there randomly. Let me get my little poker here. Scoop her back. Okay, I got these little bitty candy canes. I'm going to try to put them just like that. Okay. And that looks pretty good. I like it, and I don't really think I want anything else in there, so let me grab a glove. Uh-oh, my box is empty. Okay. Nope, there. Hold up, guys. I go through a lot of gloves, but let me tell you what. They protect my hands from all this sticky stuff. Okay, let me get two. All right. With the first glove, I'm going to spritz it. Making sure there's no bubbles in there or on around. I'm going to move it over to the curing table so it can dry. BRB. Okay, that one is all set up. Now let me wipe this down. I got this real dry resin right here. It doesn't come up once it dries like that. You're going to have to... Oh, check it out. It made me a liar. Cool. I hate that stuff being on my mat. All right, I love my rubber mat. Keeps everything from getting sticky. Well, it's easy to wash down. Other than changing papers every day. Little alcohol ink goes a long ways. Okay. Now, if you are a first time, as this is your first time at making resin, you can buy rubbing alcohol. So you get you a jar of rubbing alcohol, This is 91%. It's called Rexall. You get it at the dollar store or Walmart, wherever. It's not that expensive. So you buy rubbing alcohol, get you a little spritz bottle, and put some in there. When you're done with your project, you just spritz it a little, and it pops the bubbles that are in your resin, okay? And then, I got a granddaughter who is taking off in this, so I'm not going to name no names because I don't want to embarrass her, but I just want her to get a few tips and tricks from Nana. So, you use your rubbing alcohol. All of your glitters and stuff, you can usually get at Hobby Lobby. You can get at the dollar store, yada, yada. I buy these here. They're called wet wipes, and you can get them at Walmart or the dollar store. And the wet wipes are soapy-like. So that's what I use on here. I buy diaper wipes. Just a cheap pack of diaper wipes. You buy your diaper wipes. That takes the sticky stuff off your hands. You can wash your cups out with them. You know what I mean? Your hard plastic. Now these you can do and probably reuse them once or twice, but if you just take your alcohol thingy and stick it down in there and just kind of turn it and wipe it all out and get it out really, really good and off the outside of the cup, you could probably use them one more time, okay? And or two. And then your little trinket thingies, stuff like that, you can all get on Temu. That's where I buy a lot of mine. You can use candy sprinkles. These are my Halloween candy sprinkles, but you can use candy sprinkles in some of your resin, and that turns out good too. All right. Now, it's not hard. There's nothing hard to it. If you are, per se, making something, you want to get your little tubes of alcohol inks, and for like something that's see-through, alcohol inks are good. They'd be good see-through colors. And then your powders. This is a glitter. Hang on. Your magic mica powders. You know, any mica powder. Mica powders are good to use in it. You know what I mean? Just I've seen people use eyeshadow colors. You know, you can use that as a powder, and it works just as good. So you just collect as you go, and you can put just about anything in resin. I'm not sure if there's anything you can't put in resin, but that gives you all an idea. Okay, we have one more thing to pour, guys, and we are going to get that done. So this is our skull, and we put these little things in the bottom. I'm going to get some blue mica powder. Yeah. And we're going to finish this off. Actually, how do I? Maybe, guys, let's try these. My scissors. Talking to you guys, and so a lot of people want to do resin. It is an expensive art. I learned that a long time ago. So if you're going to do resin, I suggest you invest in some first. Because if you're making a project and you're doing a video and you run out of resin, it takes forever for it to deliver, and not every store sells the big flow ounces. I know you can go to Hobby Lobby. You can go to Hobby Lobby don't really sell the big flow ounces. You can go to Hobby Lobby, but you can go to Home Depot. You can go to Lowe's, maybe. I haven't been into Lowe's to see. Now, the funny thing is, years ago, they used to sell it by the gallons, and I do remember that. Okay. We're going to pour this into here. Ever so slightly. Grab a popsicle stick, and we're going to mix this in there. Just like so. Getting those good and mixed in. As you can see, it almost looks like a bunch of glitter in there. I love these things. That's a blue, a really pretty blue. So what I'm going to do is I've got some in here somewhere. There it is. I'm going to add just a tad, let me get around here, of glitter. Mix it in there. Gives it just a little more shine. Pinch more. Giving it that little more shine. Okay. And then we're just going to dump it into our skull. We're just going to keep filling this bad boy up. This is our giant skull. So this is an extra large skull, I believe. That's what I call it. There's that much, guys. Okay. We're just going to scrape it right off on that side and it'll drip down in there. Okay, that's that one. And then for the rest of it, my little, oh, it's over here. Okay, so for this, what's left in here, I'm going to scrape into my cup. Let me get it all scraped around, guys. There's still a lot in there yet. What I need is to grab some more big popsicle sticks from the store when I go, so I have them for my pours. It has been a long week. And I apologize for not being on here, guys. I come home from the flea market, and all the grandkids were here, pretty much. And they were having a big bonfire in the yard with Richie. So that was a great day, too. Everybody was having fun. I love to see the family get together. It just makes it exciting. We don't get to do that too much anymore. Everybody's sick. Everybody sad. But it really made for a good day at the right time. So I think the Lord was talking. Usually he does. Okay, so there's very little in here. I have just a drop more in my cup. All right, so we're just going to scrape that off, just like so. Now, I'm going to clean this up. Give me 1 second. This is what I love about the alcohol wipes. This over here. So I just take a couple of them because it's nice to have them together. And I just squeegee. And if you can see that, it'll dry on there and you can peel it off, but that's what's already dried. Bigger. But you just wipe it off with the alcohol ink and then that becomes cleaner and you'll see a couple little spots like right there. You can just pick at them if you want to, and then see, and then they brush right off. And just pick the mold. And then it comes right off of there. Nice and clean, guys. See that? All right. And then I just put them back in here and let them dry, okay? Now, we're going to get a popsicle stick. I got to load that thing back up. And in this one, because we did this one, so we're going to let that one cure. And then in this one, where is she? We put that after the other color. Okay, so we got our baby here, and then we got our medium one. So I think we're going to do the baby, because we have just enough to do the baby. And I do not want, I think I need a gold one. So we are going to do a gold one. So we're going to take some gold and pour it into our resin. I want it nice and thick. And then we're just going to spin that around in there, just like so. See how thick that is? That's how we want it. I want this one to be nice and thick. Thick like glue, so that way nothing gets in between it and it's not runny. Okay, so we're going to take our baby and we're going to pour that in there. And I'm going to scrape it. We're going to do it again. We're going to scrape it. Okay. Put it down off the cup and scrape it. It is kind of thick, guys, so I can take it like this. There we go. There we go. Now we're getting it off of there. Okay. That's not much, but it is okay. We'll let that sit for a few minutes and I'll go ahead and mix up some more for this one. And we'll fill her up. Look at that. I'm going to go ahead and keep that cup. Okay. So let me go ahead and mix up some more resin, guys, and I'll BRB. All right. Whoops, sorry about that, guys. So I got my mixed up, and we got some glitter in here. We're going to stir that in. Remember, we made it nice and thick. Making sure we get it all the way around, guys. Okay, we're going to take this and we are going to pour that in there. Oops, too much, guys. It don't take a lot for this little guy. And we do not want to over pour. So we don't have a lot of cleanup on them. The rest of that will come off pretty easy. Now we're going to spritz it. Get my spritzer straight. I don't want to spritz my camera. All right, hold on, guys. Okay, now that one is done, and what is left, we're going to pour into this one. I know I got right in front of the camera. It's a little hard to see. I get glitter all over these things, but they turn out gorgeous anyway. Okay. Alrighty. And there you have it. I'll scoot this one back here because she's not full yet. And let that one sit. I'm going to throw this away. Now I'm going to change my gloves because we're going to be working on crosses and I don't want the glitter on them. I learned that the glitter gets down inside. So, see, I already did that. I'm going to take this towelette. I'm going to move that. I'm going to clean that off there. Glitter is really hard to come off, guys. Okay. I don't care if there's little pieces in there, but I just don't want a lot. Okay. All right. Now I have my crosses out, and I'm going to do this little line. So this one here, and I'll probably take the glove back off to do it, but this is stickers, and these are heart stickers. This one's like a locket, and this one says love. And what I'm going to try to accomplish, and I think I can do it if I don't do a lot in there, is to flip the sticker over and get it to set. And we'll let it dry a few, and then we will pour over them. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to flip it. I'm not even going to worry about taking the backing off the sticker. Well, maybe I should because it might just, hold on guys. Let me pull my fingers out so I can get this back on. Okay, we're just going to peel that little sticker piece off. These are felt. I'm afraid they're going to soak up, but let's see. I kind of want to get it right in the center like that. So what I'm going to do first, I stick it to that. I guess I'll have to is the cup here. Hold on. Making sure I got my resin mixed up, guys, because all right, this is Total Boat 1-on-1 epoxy resin. And sorry, I wasn't in front of the camera. We're going to pour just a little bit in our cross. Just enough to kind of flatten out the bottom here. Okay. And then my fingers, I can't stand that sticky stuff. Okay. We're just going to take our cross, our heart, and we're going to lay it down in there. And I don't want it to smash, but I want it to kind of be. I'm going to take my little poker here, and we're just going to poke all these down. There, now she's kind of centered. I just want her to stay right there. So just poking her down so she'll be glued to the bottom. Okay, just like that. And we're gonna spritz it so the bubbles. Okay. And I'm going to just leave this sit for a few. It should be fine there. Okay, and then we're gonna do the same with the love. I'm gonna peel the backing off of it because I'm afraid it will float in my resin. Okay, just like that. I'm gonna tack it here. And then we're gonna take our cup and pour. Make sure we get it poured across. It's not going to really matter if it goes down in there, because it's not that much. Then I'm going to flip my sticker over, placing her down. Let me get my poker, and we're going to hopefully that don't spell love backwards when I flip it over. Probably will. And be a little messed up, but well, you learn some, you lose some. You win some, you lose some. Sorry. Okay, there we have it. Now look at that. See, that's soaking up nicely. There we go. Trying to keep that diamond in the center. Get that baby down there. Just like so. Okay. Now, wipe that off. I'm going to let that sit for a few minutes. And then I will mix up some, I think we're going to mix up some, go ahead and mix our white and red. I'll set these over here to cure. Hold on, guys. Let me poke that down. Can you see where it's coming up, guys? I don't want it to raise up. I want it to dry in there and kind of stay in its place. All right. Let me get her moved over. Okay. There we go. That one flipped on me. didn't want it to lay sideways. Poke that bubble out, guys. Oh, come on. Let me spritz it out. Hopefully it rises. I don't want it in there. It's not going to come out of there. Hopefully it won't pop. I can just pop that bubble. Okay. I think I did it. All right. So you can kind of see this. We have, let me get my little Dixie cups out, guys, and my other glove on. Now, I don't know how I got resin all over it. But every time I do this, I make a mess, so that's the fun of it. Okay. Give me a second. I'm going to go poke this up, and I'll be RV. All right. I had to pop that back down because that felt like to rise. 1 second. Okay. I'm trying really hard to get this room organized. Okay. We have some white. This is called pearl white. So we are, oops, get my little pokey stick here. So that way I can get these little baggies open. Okay, I got a clean spoon. That was not very clean. All right, I got a little black one. I can see my colors, so I'm going to take some white. There's 1, 2, and just a hair more in there. Okay, so I want it to stand out. You see fairies yet, guys? I love it when it flies around. It's like pixie dust. See? It's so cute. All right, and this is our red. It's called Magic Red. And we're going to take 1, 2, because it's supposed to be candy cane color, guys. I kind of want it to be good and bright. Okay. And then we are going to get some alcohol inks and spritz it. No, let me pour some in there. It's not going to work. Not with the amount I put in here. Okay. Okay. That seems to be quite a bit. All right, let me get a popsicle stick. And we're just going to stir that mica powder in there. You can see that. And then I'm going to add some more. This one here is crystal white, so we're going to tap some in there. Okay. Now, get my spoon back. I use this one now because the other one's got red on it. And I didn't want the red in there, so. Oh, get it over there. Okay, there we go. Now we can scrape this off, brush it down in there. A little too much alcohol, guys, so I kind of need to, but look at that glitter. Woo! Okay. Uh-huh. There we go. That's a little more better. All right. Now let me get another popsicle stick, and we're going to stir our red in. I had a little too much wood in the other one. Okay. Now we're going to pour it in. And then we're going to pour this one in. Then we're going to stir that in. It's really runny. But it is gorgeous. So I'm going to add some more white in here, guys. And give me a minute. I got to change my gloves again. I cannot, for the life of me, get these open with gloves on. Because there's tape on them, so. Ouchie. See, I think I got it. Oh, maybe not. Hold on. Okay, I got that side. Okay. All right, there we go. Now I got it. Okay, now let me have my popsicle stick. I'm just going to scrape that off. Okay, there we go. It's kind of a silvery white shimmery color, but it will work. There we go. That's way better. Oh, I'm making a mess here, guys. Look at that. Much, much better. All right. Now the white one is ready. Let's tap a little more red in our thing. Not too much because the red's pretty thick. But but I do want it bold. Oops. So. Okay, there we go. All right, look at that mica powder, guys. That's why you gotta wear your gloves. But it is so hard to open them things. So let me grab my gloves, guys. Alrighty, now we're gonna do a marbling effect. Or so everybody calls it, the glitz effect. And if we can do it like Mr. Glitz, then we're good. So let's see. Let's see if we're as good as Mr. Glitz. All right. First of all, I'm taking my popsicle sticks out so I can squeeze my bottle here. And you gotta be quick, so let me get this one out. I love watching Resin Me Up. She does such a great job too. So, all right, so we're gonna squeeze it and we're going to just lightly drizzle. Kind of like that. No, we're going uphill for some reason. Okay, hold on a minute. Get a popsicle stick here and just kind of give this a level up. Yeah. Then maybe we can finish it off. Okay, so we're going to marble here. Oops. There. I'm gonna put some. What is up with these cups? They should just like squeeze where I want them to go, but they don't. There. Okay. There. Oop. See what I mean? They're just like, wow. It's a different set of cups, guys, than what I normally use. I love my Dixie cups. Whoops. Let's get some more white in there. And that poured on there. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is pick this up. Okay. I'm going to move this over here because she wants to glide around. So let me just take my popsicle stick and I'm just going to flatten it in there because it's kind of like an overpour. Just bringing it to the edges. Whoops. See, my turtles are dripping. All right, guys, let me get this flat. moving some things out of the way, guys. Sorry about that. Now we'll get this spread around. Okay, hold on. Let me grab my couple popsicle sticks out of here. I'm going to level it up really fast because she wants to splurt. There we go. Okay. Okay. What a mess. All right, hold on, guys. Let me get this wiped off my gloves real quick. All right. Grab a couple more here and do my table before it dries. All right. So these are the Wet n Wild wipes, and like I said, they got soap in them. So you just kind of scrub it and it comes right up. And then it keeps your surface from being sticky when you're working. I love these things. They work way better than alcohol, and well, they got alcohol in them, so. Okay. All right. Having a rubber mat when you're a first time, or a piece of contact paper or something down, makes it way easier, guys, because you don't have all that mess. Get you propped up more. Okay, it's kind of going to be different. Let me change gloves real quick, guys. I can't work with sticky gloves. It just drives me crazy. All right. I almost feel like it seeps right through. So, now we got, cheap gloves. Okay. Here we go. We got this one, and we're going to pour it in the same way we did the other one. And so we're just going to pour it in. And we're going to take our red and we're going to pour it in. And then we're going to take our white. And then we're going to take our red right here. Right here. Strip some white. Strip some red. White. Red. White. Okay, I gotta scrape them, but we're gonna run around here real quick under the edge. You got these little lips in here. I just want to make sure no bubbles. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm going to add just a little bit to this cup. I'm just going to spin that in there, getting just a little bit on it. All right, and then we're going to add the white in there. Okay. We're a hair short, guys. So I'm going to add just a tip of red in there. Get that down in there. Okay. I'll mix that in there. All right, there we go. All right, got it. What you see on the bottom when we first start, or the front, is kind of what stays on the front, is what I'm told. So we'll see how that works out. As long as the white don't take over, and you can still see the red and white, we're good. Okay, there we go. Now that's topped off. We're going to spritz it. And remember, we already got alcohol ink in it, so we don't want to put too much more. Now it bubbles up. Okay. Give me a minute. Oh, that's good. Okay, there we go. We're going to take it over here. That one is not spritzing, it's low. Okay. All right. Now, we're going to bring our cross back over. Okay. All right. Give me a second, guys. I'll be RB. Okay, if you guys can see this, these little foam pieces are still kind of poking up. So I don't want to pour any more in there because they will float. So we're just going to set these back over here to cure. And then I am going to take the last of this and we're going to make a little turtle. Let me grab some wipes. My table is a little bit sticky. Can you see that? A little bit sticky. And yeah, the soap stays in them. Get this stuff off of there real quick. Oh, these cups. They are lightweight. Okay. Okay. That one in there. And then let me that way it's not so sticky. Makes it easier to work with. Let me get these in there. Like a bag. All right. There we go. That's better. Less sticky surface. Okay. When you make a mess, you make a mess. All right. So there's something in there. Hold on. Yeah, it's right there. It's like pink. I don't know if it's on the outside. Oh, it must have been on the outside. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to spread some so we don't get bubbles down in there. Get that out of there, whatever it was. No, got it. It was a blue glitter. And there's one in there too, which you get glitters from time to time. Okay. All right. Now, let me get my little Dixie cups. Whistling Dixie. Okay. I decided that we are going to make the crystal gold toilet, or we can do the butterfly toilet. So I think I'll put a little bit of white glitter, just a tad, in my cup. Just like that. I'm going to turn back around there. All right. And then we're going to add our butterflies. I think that'd be a pretty toilet. And we're just going to shake some in there. Let me cap that lid off of there. I kind of want them to float around. Just like so. More so in here. I think. All right. Get my lid on there. And I'm going to add a little bit of glue. Let me find my glue. It should be right here. My eyeballs ain't working tonight. Okay, there's that. And we're going to pour our resin in. And it's getting warm. I'm going to pour it in there. And pour that in there. Alrighty. There we go. Alright. Now we're going to mix them before they dry. They're both the same, so we're just going to use one. And I'm going to mix it up in here. Butterfly toilets. That's what they are, butterflies. Okay, and we're going to do the same here. We're just going to mix them because what's going to happen is they're going to fall back down to the bottom until we drop some glue. Okay, now we're going to put one drop, whoops, come on, one drop in there. Whoops, that's a little too much, but it'll be all right. Okay, this one, nice and gluey. You know what? I think I'm gonna make some in a bigger cup. The thing is, I'm not gonna do that because I don't like this cup. When you're trying to get the butterflies out. So it's just gonna be that thick. I'm gonna go ahead and pour it in there. Just a little bit, and I'll leave some in my cup. Then I'm going to take the rest of my resin out of here and pour it in my cup. All right, scrape some more. There we go, and scrape some more. Okay. All right, let me go ahead and mix this up. There's still glue in there, guys, so it's still going to be tacky. And the thing is, I'm not really getting the butterflies off the sides, so we're just going to pour it in there. All right, and stir that one in. I'm going to add a little bit in this one. There we go. And then move the rest in this one here. Oh, back up there, you girl. just poking it down to make sure all that glue went down in there. Because anytime you're messing with glue, you want to make sure there's no bubbles in your glue, which it does get. Okay. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to pour the lid. Come here, you. There's a big clump laying. Let me get up underneath this lip. There's a bubble in there, guys. And it's real hard to get out when you put the glue in it. Especially when you make it too thick. Okay, I got a little bit to scrape on top. Just a little. Let me see here. Okay. A tad bit more I can dome in there. That way we don't have too many things to cut and clean. All right. And then the rest of it, we can get on the bottom of our toilet. Go ahead and drizzle that in there. Now my toilet. And that's the last of it. See if I can't get a hair more, guys. Aha, check that out. It will settle itself. Okay. With this hair more, we're just gonna push it in there. Okay. Push the rest of it in here. And get this one scraped on the bottom. And push it in here. How about pushing it right there? Kind of give it a good fill. Them butterflies in there. There we go. All right, there you have it. Oops. These cups they stick to my hands. So, since we're already sticky, we're going to spritz it. Making sure we pop all the bubbles around the edge. Yes, I kind of like to spritz mine quite a bit, especially when there's glue in the bottom. Then that runs down and loosens it up some. Okay, so that's it for today, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit that bell so that I can see your texts and I can see you. And we are back up on a new week. So come Friday, we will be doing a drawing on one of our skulls and that we fill. So it'll probably be the bigger one. That'll be our giveaway gift. I like to give away the skulls when I fill them, and the rest of them will be going in the show. So we will pick one when we demold it. You tell me, big, large, or extra large. So whichever one you guys want to demold. It's a surprise mold because we only know the colors and we don't know what it looks like. So guys, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. And I shall see you again later on Crafts Her Way by Devin Seward. Also, guys, the flea market's coming up soon. I will let you know where that's at and what day. Don't forget to come see me. All right. God bless you all. Have a good night. Love you. Bye now.